Hi, I'm stressed, and there's only 2 weeks left for my animation. Oh, wait, hold on. It's the second week of my final animation process, which will be showcased in the cinema. Here's a little recap of my task. The animation has to be about global warming, and it has to be above 30 seconds. I'm pretty sure the deadline is around April 18th. The calendar really doesn't make it very clear. So I started off this week, and all of a sudden it was Tuesday. To be fair, it was Easter, but on the other hand, 2 weeks. I started off with the animatic. This definitely was tough because my storyboard had left a lot to the imagination. The imagination that I had to use now to create unfinished scenes and develop cool angles. I generally spent hours on some frames that ended up looking just bad, which can obviously be very unmotivating. However, you just gotta trust the process. Here's the rough animatic. There's one random colorful frame, so don't get startled. What a silly little 1-minute animation in the process of being made. Just knowing the duration of the animation can make the task seem much more doable. All I gotta do now is put the scenes into a checklist and start chipping away at the animation. Before I do that, however, there's already things that I could change to the animation to make it a little better. I like the flow of the animation until this scene. It feels a little too random. I'll change up the framing of the scene and add some smoke of the fire from the last scene for the plastic bag to notice. Then I could have the plastic bag be looking for the fire instead of just randomly wandering around, and I think that would just be better. I love the idea of having the frog at the last scene for a full circle moment because it kinda just disappears in the beginning. It might defeat the whole purpose of the animation though, so I'll have to think about it. Lastly, someone said it would be cool if nature started reappearing. I do think that's cool, however, the ending would have to change up a lot, and I don't have time for that. It could also come off as promoting killing off all humans to save the environment, and it might come off as a surprise, but I'm not a Unabomber. Striking resemblance though, I know. I split the animation into 14... The animation is made up of 14 scenes. Since they're not all in equal length or complexity, I split them into 3 different difficulties. Some are just scenic scenes with very little movement, while others are legit half the animation. And also the frog animation in the middle. I started off with the first scene since it was the simplest one and I could try to establish some sort of a style. I saw this and immediately snatched it and made it my own. Because good art is something about stealing. I tried to use very light and bright colors for the nature scene, and I'll make the animation gradually darker over time. Here's the animation of the clouds moving a little. Don't you feel just rejuvenated after watching that? Cause I do. Scene 6 was going really well too. I even made a pretty acceptable plane shadow all by myself. However, when it got to the city skyline, it just looks really whack. I'm not sure how to approach it right now, or how to make the city grow behind the car coming, so... I feel like I finally have started to get the grip of drawing backgrounds of nature, so naturally, I decided to make this animation be mostly set in a city. I just went ahead and started with this one. For the animation, I'm going for a more painting-like style, so the buildings can be a little wonky and silly, which is not a problem for me since my lines are always shaky. You might notice that this scene isn't following the same structure as the first scenes I made. My idea for that is that it's hard for us to see the full picture of what's happening in the world. Without the proper information, it can be hard for us to take action, or at least for me, from my perspective. When animation does show the full picture, it's after the cut, when it's too late. Also, it's cool, and that's also an important reason. Graphic design time. I swear this is important. I was asked to make a poster for the animation screening, and now I know that the deadline is definitely before April 18th because it's supposed to be in the cinema at that point. Also, I just wanted to show it off because I think it's pretty cool. Okay, thank you for watching. You can watch the first video in this series over here and the next one over here. I'm gonna go back to animating now, I guess.